and welcome to another episode of I Wish My Life Was As Perfect As My Outfit. I'm so excited that you guys are here, and I know that you are excited to see what does Cameo have in store for us this month. So a lot of you guys may have seen me do these episodes. So I Wish My Life Was As Perfect As My Outfit is my talk show, and it's all about helping people create lives that are just as perfect as their outfit. At one time in my life, I was not happy with my life. Putting on clothes, getting dressed, looking good, waking up. You know, I wake up like this. You hear me? I'm just playing. But waking up and putting on clothes and getting dressed was not a problem for me. But my life and organizing my life, getting over strongholds and past trauma and situations that have happened in my life was an issue for me. So there were many days in my past where I looked wonderful, but inside I was hurting. There was a lot of things going on that I did not like inside of me. So this whole show is about interviewing guests that have created a life that is just as perfect as their outfit. What do I mean by perfect? Perfect, I mean basically that they are evolving, achieving their goals, and living their best life. They are content and they are moving forward. They are dealing with past hurt, past trauma. They are pushing their way through, and they've now created a life where they can be happy. So that's what this show is about. And so that leads me to today's guest. Today's guest is my wonderful friend, Antoinette Stout. Come on, Antoinette. So let me introduce her. Hey, girl. Hey. So she is the owner of U4U Fitness. She is a certified personal trainer. So you guys can check her out at U4U Inc. Yeah, U4U Fitness Inc.com. So she'll tell you a whole lot more about that in a minute. So hey, girl, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you so much for letting me join you.
You're welcome. You look so pretty. I love it. She gorgeous. Yeah, so listen, guys, I want you guys to share this. Please tag someone in the comments and please press the share button and get other people to come in and watch, because this is going to be an amazing episode. Y'all are going to love it all, and y'all are going to have so much fun.
Yes.
Period. Cool?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's get started.
Awesome.
So you heard my intro.
Right.
This show is all about interviewing guests that have created a life that is just as perfect as their outfit. So tell me, was there a time in your life when you wished your life was as perfect as your outfit?
Oh my goodness, yes. I think what stands out to me the most is some of the things that I went through in school. So it was no offense to anybody, but a predominantly white school.
Was it high school, elementary, middle?
All of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All of it.
Okay.
So, and I was the only mixed girl, like
Wow.
mixed kid, not girl, mixed kid in
Wow.
the entire, like biracial kid in the entire school
Wow.
system.
And so you're mixed. Your mother is
Black.
okay, and your father's white.
German, yeah.
John. Okay. I just like to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so in that in itself is like kind of a rare situation, because normally it's the other way around. But so I was the only one in the entire school system growing up.
Wow.
So it got really interesting really quick.
Wow.
But I dealt with a lot of the same issues as if, my dad's side of the family wasn't even a factor.
Okay.
So, there would be days where there were kids in the school, chanting, kick that in knee, and, some other stuff.
So were you the only black kid?
There was maybe about 5 or 6 of us
Okay.
total
Okay.
in the school system, hence, that situation.
Wow.
And so it, there were days where I would get threatened.
Wow.
There were days where I would get harassed, and I remember, an instance where we were outside during our physical education class, and a guy threatened to beat my head open because he didn't want somebody my skin color in his classroom with him.
This was a child?
No, so we were in high school when that
Okay,
happened.
this is high school. Okay.
Yeah, so that's high school.
Okay.
But
okay.
the same thing, like going through elementary, middle school, different things would come up. One of my teachers had to, walk me to the bus a couple times because people were leaving letters trying to, get me to meet them behind the buses, and they were beating kids up doing that. So it was a whole situation.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I got picked on in general just because, you know, the way I looked and the way I, you know, carried myself and everything. So it was just like just
wow.
a hard time all the way around. It was, yeah, it was really interesting.
So how did you handle that, or what helped you make it through that? Like, how did you handle that?
So I'm going to be honest. My aunt made sure that I had a really good relationship with God. She made sure I went to church. She, you know, instilled in me, you know, young ladies act like this, young ladies act like that. You know, you're a young lady. Because I was an angry kid growing up because of certain situations. And having those kind of issues at school on top of some other things that I was going through.
Right.
I was an angry kid. I was a volatile kid.
Wow.
So if it wasn't for her and her making sure that I understood, hey, you know, like she would take me to church. She would, you know, show me different things, and her and my great grandparents. So this is my great aunt and my great grandparents.
Okay. Is this your mother's side or your dad's side?
My mother's side. So
okay.
I didn't have a relationship with my dad or his side of the family past maybe like 2nd or 3rd grade.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I had that understanding, but I had started fighting in elementary school. I know, like that sounds bad.
Wow.
That sounds bad, but yeah, I had started fighting in elementary school, and it just kind of carried over.
Right.
And so in high school, I was like really hot-headed, and by that point, you know, guys started noticing girls, and you know, that became an issue too.
Wow.
So then I was fighting for a different reason. But in all of that, I set goals for myself. And everything in me knew that was not going to be my life for the rest of my life. Somebody put an idea, it was my aunt, she put an idea in my head of being an attorney whenever I grew up. And I knew nothing about being an attorney, knew nothing about it, but the idea was there. And I clung to that. I said, I am going to go to school to be an attorney. I held on to that goal and to that idea until I ended up in college. So really, setting goals and having ambition helped me out of the situation that I was in without getting wrapped up in everything that was going on around me.
I love that. Okay, so first of all, can y'all believe she was angry and volatile and fighting folks? Look at her. Who would believe that? Okay.
Surprise!
Look, the little scrapper over here. She's up here. You know what I'm saying? Beating folks up. Okay, first of all.
I normally don't even tell that. I normally don't even tell that. So look,
No, thank you for being transparent. Thank you for being. I know I just gotta make a joke, but thank you for being transparent. So, but I really love the point that she pulled out, guys. If you have a daughter, if you have a son, if you have a niece, nephew, somebody that's being bullied right now, it is important that you support them, and it is important that you put the right type of thoughts inside of their head. Her aunt supported her by taking her to church, by feeding her right logic about women are this way, ladies are this way, act this way, do this. And it wasn't in a degrading way, obviously. It wasn't like, girl, you don't know what you're doing, you need to do it this way. No, she was empowering her and motivating her to be a better person. So she was doing it in love. And then lastly, she had enough sense to offer her niece some type of aspiration. Everybody needs a dream. Mary Kay, the businesswoman Mary Kay is going on.
Yes.
One of the things she teaches is everyone needs someone to love, someone to know, they need someone to love, they need to be loved, and they need something to hope for.
Yes.
These children need something to hope for. So if you are dealing with a child that's angry, mad, being bullied, give them something to hope for. That's why I made sure that I put Kyrie in sports.
Yes.
Because sports really helped me make it through high school.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school a lot of times because I ran track. Mm-hmm. So I had a reason to be in school outside of all the other situations, right? Mm-hmm. And so I encourage you guys, you may say, well, I don't have the money for it. Ask somebody to pay the money for you, because it is worth you doing whatever it takes to make sure that your child has something to hold on to. Because one person is after your child is the devil. And he's coming after your child through other people and through your children's thoughts. So I encourage you guys to do that. All right.
Yes.
So that was awesome. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, so parents, especially to the parents, one thing that I dealt with growing up, my mom did not make any qualms about letting me know that finances were an issue, and she kept me out of doing so many different things because of her financial issues and some other stuff that she had going on, when the help was there if she would have asked. So people love helping people, believe it or not. You know, sometimes the news makes you feel otherwise, but you would be surprised. Help comes from the most unthought of places. So whatever you've got going on, make sure that you are praying and don't use your situation as a crutch. Use it, that's whenever you kick in and say, okay, I need to make this happen. This needs to happen. And you start thinking of solutions. And that's also part of, you know, setting goals for yourself. When your kids see you setting goals and thinking of solutions, it tells them, they see that, and it tells them, hey, I can find solutions to this, and gives them a different way of seeing things.
I love it. That's great advice. I hope y'all take that. If y'all gonna take that advice, drop a heart, a purple heart in the comments.
I love purple.
Purple heart in the comments. All right, so let's talk about this. What do you do for fun, and what do you do to relax?
My version of fun and relaxing.
Yeah, I'm interested in hearing hers. Okay, let's go.
My version of fun and relaxing is going to be probably way different from yours. So for me, a relaxing day, especially whenever the weather's nice, I love to go hiking. That relaxes me. Just be feeling, I never actually get lost because I always know where I'm going. I'm not going to go somewhere I don't know.
Right.
But feeling like I'm lost in the woods, so to speak. Just going around. I will go for a run, which will turn out into a walk, which will turn out into a wandering, really. Mm-hmm. So I'm not afraid to just, you know, veer off the trail a little bit, and that relaxes me. Just being outside, open space, quiet, yes. And
so basically what you do for fun is what you do to relax at the same time.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. So if you want to go on a hike, she's your girl. And I've been on a hike with her, and we didn't make it to our destination, but it was fun.
You enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, I had a good time. It was out of my element, you know, but it was a good time. So.
And I'm going to get her to go see some waterfalls, so y'all need to stay tuned for that, because it's happening. She's not up, like, she keeps, you know, we're getting her there. We are getting her there. She is seeing some waterfalls, guys.
I love waterfalls if you pull up to it and or go through a building. I do all that, but I ain't trying to walk. I don't want to do the 45-minute hike and get hot. Then I still got to go back to girl. But one day I'm going to do it. We put together, if you want to go hiking with us, let us know, and we will put together a group trip, and I will be happy.
Guys, help me get her to a waterfall. Help me get her there. Peer pressure.
Okay. All right, so let's get into it. So tell me about this. So you talked about your relationship with your aunt.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems like a pretty healthy relationship. So I know a lot of people, some of the issues that they're dealing with is with family relationships. Mm-hmm. So they're having tough times with family. So do you have any advice to anyone, or did you go through any tough relationships with your family?
Oh, yes. Yes. So I actually grew up in a very abusive household.
Wow.
So it started out as a kid. My dad was abusive with my mom, and then eventually that trickled from my mom to us. Well, when I say us, I say mostly me. But so it ended up being a mentally, emotionally, verbally, and physically abusive household. Wow. And there were times where my mom and my mom would encourage my sister to attack me too. So I would have my mom.
Is your sister older or younger?
My sister's older.
Okay.
She's 3.5 years older than me. So it would be my sister and my mom, and then I was like over here kind of in an island by myself. Mm-hmm. So as I got older, I noticed like as I got older and I started having goals and wanting more for my life, mm-hmm. the more I evolved, the worse things got.
Wow.
And I remember there was a time, if she ever sees this, she's not going to be happy with me sharing this. Because, you know, the old school mentality of what happens in the house stays in the house. And I'm not going to lie, I've been to counseling, and that was like one of the best ideas that's one of the best things I ever did for myself. So there was a time, at this point, I'm probably junior year in high school, and she had started getting to a point where she would tell stories about how she would beat people up when she was in high school that looked like me and different things, and she would
Your mama?
Yes. So, and she would, if I tried to brush my hair and stuff before I went out of the house, she would make fun of me. And every time something happened that she didn't like, she was throwing up in my face like how I looked or how I behaved, because I was simply just being, like existing and wanting more for my life. So one day I got to a point, you know, I'm going to church and I'm hearing you're not supposed to lie, you're not supposed to do this.
Right.
And I'm having other examples. Yeah. So I found myself being in a situation where I was being really manipulative and lying, because I was saying and doing whatever I needed to keep myself out of trouble. And I woke up one day and decided that was not okay with me anymore. So one day I told her, I'm not going to lie for you. If I tell you what you want to hear right now, I am lying to your face, and I'm not going to do it. Next thing I know, I am getting backhanded in my face and some more stuff, and like it got really bad. So anyway, long story short, I knew I had gotten to a point where, even though all of that was going on in the household and around me, I knew that that was not going to always be my life. I knew that God wanted more from me, and I wanted more for myself. I was determined. I was going to go to college. I was going to get my grades up, because my grades were not the best. But,
yeah, you went through a lot.
Yeah, so.
And you didn't have any home support.
Right, so, you know, I was playing basketball, I was playing softball, but she would not come and get me. Like, I was standing outside waiting, you know, and I was like walking home from work at 1 o'clock in the morning, like people giving me rides. I was going through a lot. But through all of that, it's just something in me just instinctively knew I would not always be there. So whenever I would pray for her and my sister. I told God, I don't know how many times I prayed this. I said, I know that this is not what you want for me, and this is not where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. So please watch over them, because I know when I'm going, they're going to need somebody.
Wow.
And that's what I would pray.
Wow.
I was like, this prayer is not for me. This is for them.
Wow.
Because I know you're going to take care of me.
Wow.
And
wow. you touched on so much. Okay, but keep going.
Yeah. It was just so important to me, because I knew whenever I walked away, I was not coming back. That's my family, so I'd always make sure that they were okay from a distance, and I still do from a distance. From a distance, okay? So, you know, make sure that they're okay. If they need something, make sure that they're provided for. But I do all of that from a distance.
Yeah.
Because at some point, I had to realize I was important too. And a lot of times, especially in those situations, whenever they're going to church, the most common verse was honor thy mother and thy father. That was her excuse for treating me the way that she was, and I'm not supposed to say anything back.
Oh.
Number one.
Manipulative.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So
manipulating the word of God to work for her best interest.
Exactly. So having an actual understanding on my part about what the Bible actually says, what it means, the definition, I might not be able to, I'm not a spelling bee champ, but I know what words mean, and that's part of the reason why. Honey, I did great in my mock trial classes, okay? Killed it.
Yeah.
But I had an understanding of what honoring something meant. And every day that I walk in my purpose, and I wake up and I decide to be a good person and not the person that I was groomed to be, I am honoring who I was meant to be, who God would want me to have, and I am giving her somebody to say, whether she accepts me or not, she at any given point in time in her life can say, that is my daughter. I am proud of what she's doing. Whether she chooses to or not.
Right.
Because I chose to be the type of person I wanted to be and not the type of person that she wanted for me. So.
Wow. Okay, mic drop, right?
Sorry.
This sister got a story to tell. Okay, so first of all, you pulled on so many things. So I want to talk a little bit about forgiveness. It sounds like you know about that. So I know a lot of you guys are struggling with family relationships, and one of the things that you're struggling with most is forgiveness. And the Bible teaches us to forgive. So if you are a believer, born again believer, and you have committed your life to Jesus Christ, He has commanded you to forgive. Like, that's one of the things that we're supposed to do. And forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. So I encourage you, if you are going through anything where someone has hurt you, I know that forgiveness is hard. Forgiveness is a process. I've been through it. Lashay's been through it. And it's a journey. But it is something that you should pursue. And you should pursue it until it's dealt with. So first of all, that. Second of all is figuring out what love is. Some of you guys are still in relationships with family members and you are still dealing with them closely and they are not loving you. That's not love. They are not honoring you like she talked about. She figured out in her head, this isn't what love is and this isn't what honoring is. She's not honoring me. Even if when I'm honoring her, she's not honoring me. So I encourage you guys, if you're going through some situations like that and it seems confusing, confusion is of the devil. The confusion is of evil. So if it's a confusing relationship that you're in or a confusing family relationship, set boundaries and distance yourself. You can love your family, but you do not have to call them and answer the phone and go visit every single day. But it doesn't mean that you can't have a relationship. Would you agree?
Yeah. So it's just different types of relationships. So like I said, I check on my mom and my sister from a distance. My relationship with them is me making sure that they're not, laying on the side of the road, bleeding, starving, dying. My relationship with them is making sure that I am okay enough to make sure that they're okay. And that comes with, so in part of the aspect that she was talking about forgiveness, starts with learning how to love yourself. And as hard as it is, the first step to learning how to love yourself is learning what you don't like about yourself and why you don't like yourself. Because a lot of times, whatever it is you don't like about yourself is something somebody else told you that was not good enough. You got to fix that first. And once you realize,
that's it.
Once you become okay with yourself and realize that what somebody told you was not okay with you is actually okay, then you can start the healing process because you understand it now. You understand why they were acting towards you the way that they were. And you can forgive them for that behavior because they didn't know better.
I love it. I love it. So forgiveness is the key. All right, but take a little woosah moment.
Yes.
And
you got deep, y'all.
Yeah, we got deep. That was good though. That was good. Somebody's being blessed. But I want to take a minute to do a little commercial break. I hope that you guys have seen that I am a new published author.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, girl. Yes, I am a published author, so I don't know if you guys see my post, but I just recently released my first book, The Best Life Formula, How to Release Your Inner Greatness, Give Your Goals 100% and Live Your Best Life. What is your inner greatness? That is the gifts and talents that you have inside of you. What is giving your goals 100%? That's allowing those gifts and talents to come out of you and we create goals for you. And then when you are releasing your inner greatness, giving your goals 100%, you can live your best life. And listen, your best life is not Ferraris and nice cars and mansions and houses. Your best life is pushing forward in your God-given greatness and allowing him to use you and unfold his plan for your life. That's your best life. And in return, most likely, you'll have all of those things that you see on social media and all of those worldly possessions, But it's more valuable to see God work in your life. That's my personal opinion. It's just valuable. Like, you were put here for a purpose. God has a plan for you. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care who you used to be. If you've been in jail, if you've been on drugs, I don't know where you've been, if you've been abused, it doesn't matter. God still has a plan for you. And if you are ready to walk out that plan and take your life to the next level, if you're ready to work on personal goals or business goals, or if you're ready to just have a strategy and organization to take all of your plans to the next level, you need my book. My book is for sale at CameoBobo.com. You can buy the book. It's available it's sold as a set. So you get the set for $24.97. You get the book and you get a workbook / goal planner and calendar. I promise I've been receiving amazing reviews about this book. You need this book. So if you don't think you need it, fine. Buy it for someone else and support your girl. You hear me?
Yes. Okay, and look, it's awesome, okay? It's amazing.
She was one of my beta readers.
Yeah,
so she's ready. Okay, so back to what we're talking about. So tell us about U4U Fitness, because U4U Fitness kind of comes out of what you've been through and who you've created today. So tell us about U4U Fitness. That's your baby, girl. That's your baby.
Okay, so U4U Fitness is you taking care of you for you. So, like she said, the background for the concept of U4U Fitness does come out of my past, because it took me paying attention to my physical health and well-being for me to find like that little corner of the earth where it was just mine. It was just me. And I concentrated on that.
I love it.
And I worked on that. I had my me space.
Yes.
And that's what U4U Fitness is designed to do. It's designed to show you how to create your you space. Because so many times we get wrapped up in what's going on around us. Our
and
kids.
Everybody else. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You got kids, family, friends, work, all this stuff going on around you. Next thing you know, you're going to sleep, and not once have you, like, sometimes people go to sleep and they haven't eaten yet, and they're like, wait, I forgot to eat. Because you're just doing so much.
Right.
But it's designed to show you how to take the first steps in making sure that you are important.
I love it.
And so I actually am now, thankfully, finally a fitness nutrition specialist.
Woo!
Thank you.
Congratulations! Yes.
So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so part of my program. So the way that my programs work, they're virtual programs.
Okay. So you're all virtual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Virtual, yes. And the program focuses very heavily on mindset,
Okay.
nutrition, and the workout. So you kind of get it all in one.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm a nutrition specialist. So what that means is I can show you the proper way to put your meals together.
Okay. You kind of consulting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can tell you, hey, this is better for you than this.
Okay.
And I can also, teach you about like micros, macros, and things like that. So more on like the instructional teacher side versus telling you, okay, you need to stay within this many calories. That's not my job.
Okay.
So what my program does is you get mindset tasks to help you learn how to adjust your mindset and gear it more towards taking care of yourself. And how to set simple tasks for yourself instead of one huge picture.
Okay.
It also shows you how to meal plan.
Awesome. So meal planning is real popular right now, guys. So if you're interested in any type of meal plan option, this is your girl.
Yes.
Yes.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. So meal planning, meal prepping. A lot of people are like, well, I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that. And I actually had a lady. She's a parent of 3 kids.
Mhm.
I had her write down a schedule. I went through I went through like a one-on-one process with her because I wanted to make sure that it worked
Okay.
for a busy person.
Okay.
So she works full time, has 3 kids, their athletic schedules and everything else. And I had her make out her schedule, what she did during the day, and approximately how long it takes her. About approximately 4 to 6 hours of her week was spent either figuring out what they were going to eat, or in the grocery store trying to buy it.
Wow.
Just that alone.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes up so much of your time,
Yeah.
where if you already knew what you were going to eat,
Right.
it was already at the house,
That's
you're done.
good. I love it.
And it saves money because a lot of
Yeah.
times whenever you're hungry, you're frustrated,
We
you're
just buying.
buying.
Or we go to the drive-thru and we like, forget it.
Yes.
And then we don't have breakfast. And then we're freaking out. So it's like crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it.
So you're saving money, you're saving time, and it's just, and it depends on what level of plan you get as to what level of services you get. So
Okay.
you can kind of pick
Yeah.
and choose.
You can customize your
Exactly.
experience.
Exactly. So if you want something more detailed, like, hey, where is my time going? Where can I better utilize my activities?
Right.
Things like that. So you have options. And some people are I just need the support. I just need to get some workouts in. Like, I need to know what combinations. You have that option too.
Okay, so this is mindset, this is nutrition, and this is physical productivity.
Yep.
Okay, so hey, if you're ready to work on your mindset, if you're ready to get your meal plan stuff right, your nutrition right, and you're ready to get fit and fine for 2021, boo boo, this your girl. Yes. And so speaking of fit and fine,
Yes.
you know the trend is to have a big old booty. Okay, that's a trend to have a booty, right?
You gotta have the booty.
You gotta have a booty. So you have some standing workouts that we can do that will help create us have a big badonka.
Get it right. Get it right.
Get
Get it tight.
it
Get it right. Get it
Yeah,
tight. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you ready to go ahead and show us?
Let's do it.
All right. I hope y'all are ready.
Hey.
Ready.
All right.
Ready. Okay, let me make sure it's still. Why you doing that? Yeah.
Y'all, and genetics say I'm not even supposed to have a butt right now, so the fact that I do have something, look, I put in some work, okay?
Okay.
I
I
think
think it disconnected. Just
Is
touch
it?
up on your phone. That's cool.
Alright. So we're gonna start with a side kickback. Okay, so your glutes are actually made out of 3 muscle groups. You got your Oh, gotcha. Okay. So your glutes actually consist of 3 different muscle groups, actually more than that, but the main ones are your medius, minimus, and maximus. A lot of times whenever people think about developing their glutes, they just
Tell
think
them
of
what is a glute. They don't even know what a
Oh,
glute is.
your butt. Your
Your
butt.
butt is
When
a glute.
people talk about growing your butt, your
You talking
booty,
about
the
a
booty.
A glute. Okay.
Yes. So it's actually multiple muscle groups. So one of the most popular things that people do is the squat booty. Honestly, that's more hamstrings than anything.
Gotcha. So squats is not the way, ladies. Okay, so if you're doing squats, 100 squats, you just strengthening up your thighs. And most of y'all don't even want big thighs, so you need to quit.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
I got really good legs, but anyway.
I think that was a key brag.
That was a brag. I love my legs. Okay. So you're gonna do kind of like a side kickback. You're gonna concentrate right here, and you're just gonna kind of hit that pulse. So where you feel that tension, you want to squeeze, and you're gonna lift, and you're gonna feel that tension right there. So you really want to concentrate that and squeeze.
So this is not straight back. This is vertically back.
Yes.
And this works the bottom, like the bottom muscle,
Yes,
or
like right here. So this is your
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it right here. Okay.
So that's not your maximus, that's your medius.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're gonna go straight back. Into that, you're just gonna go straight back. And you're not gonna lift your leg all the way up. You're just gonna kind of concentrate right here, so that you're getting that part for that lift right there. That little.
Okay. So lift it like 3 to 5 inches off the ground.
Yeah. So.
And how many reps would you say?
So if you're not doing weight, then you're going to do, of course, like the less weight and more reps.
Yeah.
So about 15.
Okay, so 15 each leg. So 15 side, 15 back. Okay.
Okay. So now we're going to go into our sumo squats, and that's going to get the size right here. And so your feet are going to be pointed out.
Okay, so don't pigeon toe. Stay pigeon toe.
Yep, like you're riding a horse. Okay. And you're just going to come down. You're going to keep your back straight. And you're going to come up and down. Now, if you're doing a full sumo squat, you're going to come up and down. I have a slight hamstring injury, so I'm going to keep it kind of high right now. And then,
so whether they go, is it better to go lower, or does it help if you go in?
if you go any, it's going to help. So you need to stay within your range.
Okay.
So if you're a true beginner, coming down here might not be for you. If you have an injury, coming down here might not be for you.
Okay.
Now, once you feel that tension in that muscle, go ahead and hit that pulse right there. Because when you hit that tension and you work that tension right there, it creates hypertrophy in that muscle, which is really what makes it grow.
Okay. So we basically trying to make our butt muscles grow.
Yes. So you want to bring your muscles to hypertrophy. If you take a weight, that'll add onto it and really put that tension in those muscles.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, please go.
Go for it.
Okay.
All right. So that's the top three.
We did three? Okay.
Yeah, so this one.
Yeah, and then back,
this
and then
one,
squat. Okay.
And then the sumo squat.
Okay, so how many sumo squats?
So if you're not doing weight, about 15.
Okay.
If you're doing weight, around 10. And
how many times? How many sets?
so sets, I recommend at least 3 to 4 sets, and that depends on your level of fitness as well. So if you're at a more advanced level of fitness, then you might have to do more reps or add more weight.
Okay.
Okay, last one, we are going to go ahead and do squats, but one, we're going to do them correctly, and two, I'm going to show you how to modify it to really get that concentration in your
Y'all
glutes.
ready?
So, a lot of people when they do squats, they're here. You mess up your knees so bad putting your knees over your toes like this. So your knees should actually be over your ankle. I actually had to practice by like going in the bathroom, holding on to the bathroom counter, and practice sitting back on my heels. So whenever
So it's like you sitting on the toilet.
exactly.
Okay. So it's like you sitting on the toilet, y'all.
Yep.
You leaning, but you putting your booty back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So your knees are going to go over your ankles, and go ahead and get a couple full just so that you can warm up those muscles. Now here's where we're going to actually concentrate that glute muscle and work it. You're going to stay down, and you're just going to do slight pulses and squeeze those glutes, and make sure that you're on your heels. So
Yeah, you should kind of feel like you got to fall back a little bit.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So your toes can actually come up off the ground once you get to that point. That comes with practice.
Okay.
But what you do whenever you stay in this position, you're actually concentrating your glutes, whereas when you're doing this, you're actually using your hamstrings and quads.
Okay, so if you want to work on your glutes specifically, you need to go into a squat and pulse.
Yes. Be on your heels and hold that pulse right there. And of course, adding bands.
Yeah.
Adding bands and weights help too.
Okay. Oh, I love it! Good job!
Yep. So those will get you right.
I love it. Okay, so tell me, is 2021 your year?
You know it is. You know it is. Hey.
I love it. I love it. So what upcoming projects, what do you have going on for 2021? Tell the people.
Okay, I'm super excited. So my birthday's tomorrow. I'm gonna be 34, guys.
Oh, wow.
34. Yes.
Oh, you're a baby. Girl,
I just said I'm a baby.
go ahead.
I'm so excited. I always love my birthday. I think it's the best because it's my birthday. Right? So, on the 13th, I am doing a large virtual workout. Yes. So
Can they come?
you can totally come because it's going to be on Facebook Live.
Oh, wow. I love it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to have some people on Zoom.
Okay.
So if you're wanting to be one of the people on the Zoom, hit me up. I'm going to have Miss Cameo and one other person live in person with me. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to play a game. We're going to get a little workout in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a beat. Remember, it's a birthday celebration, so it's not going to be like straight reps. And,
Right.
Yeah, like we're not repping, setting it out. We're going to
We're
have
gonna
fun.
be lit. We're gonna be lit.
We're going to be, yeah, we're going to be hype. So,
I love it.
yes, I'm super excited.
Okay, so if they want to join the birthday workout, which is March 13th, they need to DM you or send you a private message on Facebook.
Yes.
Antoinette Stout or U4U Fitness. I'll put it all in the caption. You should be able to tag her. Her name is tagged. So you should be able to click it and check her out. Yeah, definitely, guys. Y'all need to hit her up. Y'all have heard her story. Do you see how beautiful and phenomenal this woman is? God created something spectacular in her. I mean, dead serious. Who would know she been through all what she been through? I'm like, what? I know a little bit of the story, but just listening to what she went through and now what she's doing and how she's evolved and how she let God use her life no matter what because some people get mad at God. Stuff happens to them and they get mad at God and they say stuff. But that's not what you did. Because God always will say there's more for you, baby. I love you, baby. Don't, you know what I'm saying? He always saying stuff to you. It's your job to respond. Mm-hmm. So if you are stuck in past situations, things that have hurt you or you know, you just can't get out of it, listen to that voice. God is speaking to you and he could be speaking to you through this. So if you want help, you want to get out of that, you need to get with my girl with U4U Fitness. I promise she got you. She's made a change in my life. She's helped me get my body on point, baby, and I'm still growing. You hear me? So anyway, thank you, love. You have any final thoughts before we go?
Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for sticking around.